What's up, YouTube? We're back with another episode of What the Hell Am I Doing? Today, I'm out with Ethan, and I think we found a really cool place for you. The place I'm talking about is this one right here behind me. This one's kind of a lost one. Looks like it was built in the late 50s or early 60s. I think this one's gonna be really cool. So let's not fool around out here too much, and let's see if we can figure out what happened to this place. All right, guys, we're gonna start today's explore just outside the front of the house. I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of take a quick look around out here, and then we'll work our way inside and see if we can figure out how long this place has been abandoned. Now, just from taking a quick look around out here, you can see it looks like it's been quite some time. A lot of trees are overgrown. And if you look at the actual property itself, it looks like workers have come in here and actually done a little bit of cleanup. You can see a lot of it's pushed to the side there. So I would imagine this place has been sitting for quite a while, and they might even be getting it ready for demolition at some point soon. There's no lawn left. It's mostly mud and a lot of broken branches. So that's a good indication to me they're at least starting to clean up of the property. Why don't we work our way a little closer and see what we can see? Tree coverage here is actually quite impressive. That's actually a very large tree. Even though it's overgrown, I really like the protection they get from the sun. Really shaded, kind of peaceful feeling area, even though it's right off a major road. This is cool. They have an old tire swing here. Seems a little high up now. Maybe a giant used it at one point in time. But yeah, that's an old tire swing there. Obviously had better days at one point in time. Actually, if you look at the tree there, it actually looks like they have a platform up there. They might have had a tree house in this tree at one point in time too. Actually, looks like some of the branches were ripped down, so maybe that's what was there. Very interesting looking house. It's a very large bungalow. Like I said earlier, it does look like it's been abandoned for a while. You got a lot of growth coming out of the east drives. Power is no longer connected. And that deck out front, look at that thing. It's definitely seen better days. It's absolutely collapsing. I don't think it'd even be worth trying to walk on that at this point. We'll go this way for a second though. We'll go under the power line. A little nervous touching the line, but it's okay. And if you look at the front of the house here, looks like they have some interesting siding. Kind of has that look of wood paneling, even though it's not. It's a very massive bay window. And if you look at the concrete steps going up to the front of the house, you got a very late 50s or 60s type railing there. I'm really getting a 50s, 60s vibe from this place, that's for sure. One of the things that's actually making me think it might be more 50s is this front door with those windows up there. That's a very 50s looking front door. But definitely a cool place. Definitely seen better days. I think this one's going to be really cool to get inside of. All right, let's go around back, see what we can find back here. Really is a big property. Yeah, there's a neighborhood right back there, so we got to be a little bit careful. But I assume this is all their yard, which is, absolutely huge. Okay, and the house goes that way too. I guess this is also the yard there because it's cleaned up. There's an open door here, so why don't we go inside there and check it out. Down into the creepy basement we go. Look at the wall, it's like coming in. The foundation is not in good shape. Ooh. Yeah, this is gross. Whoa. So over here, it looks like most of the main wall has collapsed. This house is not in good shape. Not very safe. Don't look in here. Well, now we have to. There's nothing to see except some old freezies. What do we got in the fridge? Fridge is empty. Empty and closed. Oh, look at that old Westinghouse fridge. That's pretty cool. Can we step over this stuff? Let's see. Oh. Okay, so if we go this way, this room's in rough shape. Whoa. That looks like an old washing machine thrown in the closet in the, oh. It's not a closet, it's a stairwell going up to the, I guess the kitchen or something. Look at that, there's a fridge there. Look at that old school carpet. Wow, that's looking like 60s carpet, isn't it? Oh, look at the old wallpaper here. Pretty interesting. Looks like they had something going on. Look at this. This is like, yeah, this is like grow mix. Oh, they've got pots here. Ventilation. It looks like they had a grow op or something going down here. Look at the foundation there, though. It's cracking. The wall's falling right in. Another sign it's an old house. You got the big basement window there, and you've got plank floors, like 2x4 floors. So that's something you would have seen probably in the 50s latest. What we got over this way? It's a cool red door. I like that. This basement's really creepy, though. Oh, yeah. Okay, so this was definitely a grow up. Look at this. Look at all this. See, this is all for white reflection of light to try to get the light into the plants. And you've got grow bags everywhere. Wow. Okay, so they were definitely growing in this house at one point in time. That's crazy. Absolutely wild. It goes all the way back there. Wow. Crazy. All the funny stuff happens in the room with the red door. What we got in here? Oh, we got more grow stuff. See, you got trays for seedlings. You've got your grow medium. Your hoses for water. Look at this, ventilation probably. Timmy is awake. Is this Timmy's house? But even in here, the foundation's pretty rough. It's cracking. The walls don't look very good. This house has definitely seen better days. Ooh. Look at this furnace room. The wall is just completely moldy and pushing away. Oh, look, there's pink stuff. Oh, that's gross. Again, you got more ventilation probably for the grow op. Those are cubes to start plants. That's a very cool door. I like that old hardware on it too. Yeah, this is nuts. I didn't expect to come across this. Oh, look at this. All those cubes are everywhere. So this is obviously where they did seedlings. There's your furnace room in there. Look at this wall. It's in terrible shape. But yeah, that's definitely what this is. They started all the seedlings in here. They germinated in those things. Those got seedlings, which they would then grow in the other rooms. You even have some of the bulbs left behind. Wow. That's wild. So they were definitely growing in here. I'm assuming that the growing was happening after the house was empty. And of course, this brings us back out to the laundry room area that we started the basement tour. And that's a very, very cool sink. Very cool double sink for the laundry room. You don't see sinks that cool in laundry rooms ever. Wild. Crazy. All right, well, let's get out of here. We'll continue to the backyard here. If I can get out of here. Yes, I can. Wow, so that was cool. I'm glad we went down there. All right, so we're back in the backyard here. Again, like I was saying before, it's absolutely huge. And this house appears to have like a back wing. Of course, that's the little entranceway to the basement there. I like the tree here. Provides lots of shade for the deck. And the deck, of course, is in terrible shape. Look at that. That's all that's left of it. Weeds are growing off of it. Of course, I'll just pan around and show you the house again so you get an idea of what the whole place looks like. It's pretty neat. If I turn this way, we've got a garage back here. Let's Let's check that out. Looks like it's open, so let's poke our head in there and see. Okay, so there's a lot of personal items. Old air conditioner, an old tube TV, computer chair, shelving. Looks like just various items from inside the house, probably. And the house again I'm talking about is this one right here. It's actually a really, really big place. It was a little deceiving from the front. Again, look at the growth in the eaves troughs. If you had any doubt this was abandoned, that's the first telltale sign. Even the chimney is covered in growth. Just wild. So we'll just go out this way and make sure we're not missing anything. This is another way into the garage. It's a pretty old looking door on the side there. And if I go this way, okay, so this takes us back out to the driveway. That's where I did the intro down there and started the outside tour. So this would appear that we've covered the old outside of the property now. I'll just kind of pan this way. So the side of the house also has a garage. Of course, that's the back area we just came from there. And this is the secondary garage right here. All right, guys. Well, I think that covers the outside pretty much. So I think it's time to stop dilly-dallying out here. I think we should go inside and see if we can figure out when this place was abandoned. All right, guys, we're going to start the adventure just inside the front door like we usually do. This one's going to be a bit of an interesting one today, let me tell you guys. Right away, we've got this really cool front door, which obviously is original to the house. And pretty much right away, I would say this gives away around when the house was built. And I would say that this house is no older than the 50s and no newer than the early 60s. Look at that cool handle and hardware. That's very original to the house, very old school. And also, which is pretty cool out here, is this wallpaper. Very dated looking wallpaper, very original to the house. Even that light up there, that's definitely something from when they built this place. But yeah, you walk in this front door and you're greeted by a couple of closets with shuttered doors. I'll just back up so you guys can see everything. There's the one there. And there's the other one here. Pretty crazy. And of course, if I look up at the ceiling, you can see all the paints coming down. And the trim around the doors, worth pointing out too, is the original trim from when they built the house. Even the baseboards in the closets. Everything in here looks like it has never been changed. Now, when you look this way, we're looking into the family room of the house. And man, you can see this place has been sitting empty for quite some time. I mean, look at the decay from the ceiling alone. All that paint's coming down. Looks like there's swirls up there, so most likely that's Artex ceiling. Luckily, it's not disturbed, so we're okay. But you can see there's lots of paint coming down. And if you look at the ground down here, it's everywhere. It's all over the floor. I mean, you got pieces of crown molding on the floor. There's blankets and pillows. So this wouldn't surprise me if this was one time used as a squatter house. Even somebody put a bed in here, which I can almost promise you was not in this room at the original, when people were living here. Now there's papers and all sorts of personal stuff kind of left behind. We're not going to go digging through that stuff today. Ventilation for something. But I will point out any dates. That's someone, this is for somebody that was born in 1935, April 24th, 1935. There's a cable bill there from 2003. Like, it's just crazy. It's starting to look like people haven't been here in a long time. Now, I love this big bay style type window at the front of the house. This is a beautiful big window. You get a nice view of what would have been a pretty nice front lawn at one point in time. Obviously, like we saw outside, they've done some cleanup and it's very overgrown, so it's not so pretty anymore. But at one point it would have been. This is kind of cool. Look up here. Now the crown molding is on the floor, but the corners of the ceiling are actually rounded, which is kind of neat. I love rounded corners. That's a really cool feature you don't see very often. Let's work our way in deeper. So you got more papers and just stuff everywhere. Plavics. You got old mugs and just all sorts of random items. Like even somebody's jeans are here. It's a pretty interesting looking window with its original trim. And of course, you got an old cheap desk there. I'll just kind of turn around so you can see back to the other side of the room as I see something on the wall here. Look at that thing. Oh my gosh. You gotta love it. Makes me laugh every time. Those are some interesting chairs and Chesterfield left behind. So there's some graffiti on the wall that says 2014. So that tells you right there. This place has been empty for at least 10 years. Pretty cool. Okay, let's step over the stuff on the floor. Push forward. So this room here has hardwood flooring. Again, there's stuff everywhere. Look at the old newspaper here. February 24th, 2008. That's pretty wild. Old Little Caesars pizza box. It's pretty wild. Oh, look at that. So somebody punched a hole through the drywall. Well, look at the original wallpaper that's actually inside the wall. So they renovated over this and hid it at some point in time. But if you look in there, that's the original wallpaper, probably from the 60s when they built this place. And again, just standing here, this is looking back into that original spot we started the video here, the living room and the front door. And of course, now we turn around and we got this crazy kitchen here. Look at this kitchen counter. That's kind of wild. So it almost looks like they had a picture or a poster mounted on the side of the counter. But this is cool. Look at the woodwork here. It's actually carved. Which is, ooh, I almost fell. That's kind of neat. I like that. It looks like this is actually the railing here on the floor. Wow. That's either a lot of baking soda or that's cocaine. For your guys' amusement, we'll say it's cocaine. And the fridge, unfortunately, has been pushed into the stairwell to the basement. So we're not going to be able to get down there. As you guys can see, it's blocked. Look at that crazy carpet on the stairs. I'll show you this. Look at that. That's pretty cool. But yeah, unfortunately, the fridge is blocking the stairs down, so we're not going to get down there. But look at this kitchen. It's an absolute mess. Very dated and stuck in time. I mean, if you look at the drawers here, those are some pretty cool knobs on there. Some of the drawers are actually missing, and it looks like the knob goblin's actually been here because a lot of the knobs are missing too. It's a new character I have for you guys, the knob goblin. That's who steals all the knobs from the houses. So if you look at this, they have old bamboo curtains here for the kitchen window. And of course, I have to point out, this is a really, really big window. It's about 6 feet wide. But what I love about it, again, you have the sink by the window, the sink by the massive window. And it looks like maybe this countertop could be, I don't know if this would be as old as a 60s countertop, but this is very common. You would have seen this type of thing in the 60s, 70s, well, 70s and 80s for sure. The kitchen faucet and everything looks like something from the 80s, so I'm wondering if this kitchen's actually seen some renovation. That looks like somebody made that bowl on a wood lathe, I bet you. Look at this stuff on the floor here. It's a disaster. I mean, obviously this place has been worked over. It's been empty for a while. The poor oven's seen better days. It's an old Calvinator oven. I mean, even the dish drying rack is there with some forks and spoons and whatnot in it. That's kind of cool. What's also cool is I have a Lazy Susan up in the cupboard here. That's cool. Anything on this side? No, it's empty. Yeah, unfortunately, I think everything's either going to be emptied out of here or on the floors. But again, yeah, look at those knobs, the ones to the left. They're pretty unique looking. I've never seen those before. You got more of this ventilation piping here. That's interesting. I'm actually wondering if someone might have used this as a grow house. That's pretty cool. They have an archway going through to this hallway here. So it's definitely an older house, you know. This definitely points me back to the 50s or 60s at the latest with that kind of architecture. Pretty cool. It says open me, but there's nothing in there. I like how they have the linoleum countertop here. They were trying to be a little bit fancy. Again, you've got cocaine all over the place. Kind of wild. Of course, we're joined by Ethan today. Make sure you go check his channel out. The link will be in the description. But yeah, this is kind of wild. I do like the woodwork on this part of the counter here. I think this is pretty cool. Looks like it's pine, so I know Jamie would love this. All right, let's go into this room here with the cool archway. You can see the carpeting here is pretty dated looking. This kind of looks like the carpet you would see in a 50s, maybe 60s home. It's never been changed. What do we got here? We got closets. Oh, look at that. There's a trap. That must be like a laundry chute or a garbage chute. That's cool. But yeah, these are, more storage. I just noticed as I'm looking up, the hallway ceiling is actually all fluorescent lights. So that's a little bit of a modernization, 45 years ago. Let's check out this bathroom. You can see they have modern linoleum tile in here, probably from the 80s. Even the tub and the insert, those look like they're 80s. Even the shower head and the faucets and everything. That's definitely more modern stuff. And of course, you got this tiling here. I bet you that's 80s too. Ooh, look at the ceiling. It's a little bit moldy up there. A little bit gnarly. This bathroom, you can see it's just kind of a bunch of renovations over each other. There's linoleum tile there. There's real tile here. Insert shower there. It's kind of wild. Correctional Services Canada. Ooh, this is something about custody from 2002. I'll censor the name, but let you guys read that. That's cool. So it might have been a criminal's house. Princess Auto, that's a 2003 catalog. Like, yeah, it's from all the stuff we're seeing here, it looks like no one's been here for a long time. Look at that. There's some leftovers from what was. Look at that old wallpaper that they covered up. That's cool. Very cool original windowsill. And that's a pretty old toilet with the big curved tank. You don't see those anymore. Brown Bomber was not here, so that's cool. All right, let's work our way through the other side of this room here. Okay, so this room here, I guess we can get into. Oh. This one I can fit into. Oh, there's a lot of crap on the floor. So in here we got a plastic chair. Some really creepy graffiti, hangman graffiti. Whoa, look at that one. That one's wavy. But it's shooting quite a load. That's, jeez. These artists are very impressive. Get out now. Carpet's torn up here and it's just plywood flooring. And of course, you got more original windows, I believe. Filing cabinet, nothing too crazy. The decay in here is pretty crazy, though, I gotta say. Let's look at this closet. It looks kind of cool. Yeah, this wallpaper in this closet might be the most modern thing in this house. That looks like late 70s, early 80s wallpaper. It's pretty cool. All right, let's work our way back out. Unfortunately, this chair is not moving, so I'll have to just kind of lean over and show you guys. You can see this room has some, crazy. Can I get back out? Yeah. Sorry, guys. It's hard to squeeze through there. But you can see this room has some crazy graffiti there. A very interesting striped wallpaper. Look at that carpet. Very old school looking carpet too, like the hallway. Pretty wild. Let's turn back around. So when we turn back around, this takes us back to the kitchen here. This brings us back out to this area. So we'll work our way over to where Ethan is right now, because I think he's waiting for us to finish here. Okay, so over here would be like the living room, the family room type space. You see they still have the couch there. They have more ugly carpet from the 60s. It's kind of left behind. It looks like porn on the floor. That is porn on the floor. Oh yeah, there's porn on the couch. Gonna have to censor all of this. Wonderful. But yeah, you can see somebody was camping out, eating eggs, looking at porn. It's pretty wild. And you can see when they first built this place, they had obviously a stove in here. This is where it would have been perched. And of course, you have the exhaust for it right there. And some more crazy graffiti threatening us. Unfortunately, they had wood paneling in here, not the good kind. You can see they had the old cheap 70s, 60s stuff everywhere. Even on this wall here. As you look over here and just kind of look all around, that's the look. I mean, at the time, I guess it was appropriate, but not anymore. They had a nice big deck at one point in time. Unfortunately, like when we were outside, you can see it's in very rough shape, so nobody's going out there without falling through. Thermometer still works. That's cool. What we got here? We got a newspaper. 2007 Toronto Star, March 10th, 2007. That's crazy. So what do we have here? Okay, so this would have been like a laundry room, mudroom entrance to the house. It's cool. They have a French door there. Oh, they had some real wood paneling. Oh no, it's not real wood paneling. It's the cheesy stuff. It's getting excited, but it's not the legit stuff. And the same on the wall here, but they did turn it like treat it like wainscoting, so at least it looks somewhat decent. You can see all the ceiling tiles here. Just kind of left and didn't finish putting them up. Got an old newspaper here, March 10th, 2007. We got a box full of newspapers here. Kind of wild. And that's a pretty old looking door there. So what do we got over here? Oh wow, it's the garage. That's some nice pine wood paneling there. The nicest stuff is in the garage. Oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. So yeah, you come out here and they got some nice pine wood paneling on the ceiling and on this wall here. And that calendar says February 2005. So it's looking like nobody's been here for like 20 years. We got all these books. It's wild. There's more down here. Chuck Yeager. But yeah, unfortunately, there's not really any way to walk through this garage. So I'll just kind of show you guys. Like there's just stuff piled up everywhere in here. Books, an old car seat from a minivan, pieces of wall, wood. It's just a bunch of stuff. It's really kind of crazy. All right, let's turn around and go back in. Okay, let's work our way this way. So again, we were already in this part of the house before. This is like a living room space. Look at that old light. It's kind of cheesy, but it's kind of interesting to look at too. They don't make things like that anymore. Of course, this is a sliding door going to the backyard that we saw already. If you had any doubts, it looks very abandoned. Okay, so look at this. This is another bedroom. This could even be the master bedroom. That's crazy. The fan's been like this for a long time. You know they've been abandoned when the fans curve like this. But what's really crazy is there's actually a bird nest in here too. Look at that. That's kind of wild. This is one of the larger rooms. Again, it's got some weird graffiti. Pretty stuck in time room. I mean, if you look at the flooring, it's probably, it's newer than what was out there in the hallway. But this is probably no newer than the 80s. Still have the original window trim and hardware or trim around the doors and everything. So I guess this is the closet here. Yes, it is. I like that shelving. That's pretty cool. It's actually a pretty decent walk-in closet. Got lots of upper shelf storage, and I like that built-in shelving unit there at the back, so that's pretty cool. And over here, they got their own bathroom. And yes, it is a bathroom. It's complete. Slender Man is watching you. That's creepy. It looks like the brown bomber might... No, that's rust. I thought that was poo for a sec. Well, somebody's travel set is still here. And surprisingly, the brown bomber has not been to this house. Again, this toilet's very old, as is the tiling around it, dating it probably back to when they built the place. There's another rocket ship. This house is crazy. I like that frosted window with the original trim. Of course, this is the vanity for the bathroom here. Interestingly, it has most of the knobs, but a couple that don't match. And you got a lot of stuff just smashed up in the sink here. You got an old deodorant there. That's so old, it's got the old NHL logos on it. Look at that light. It's a plug-in light that just plugs into the wall. That's crazy. Hope you guys enjoyed coming on this adventure with me. If you did, please make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, share it out, and help this one grow. All right, guys, that's all the time we have for this one today. I hope you guys enjoyed coming on this adventure with me. This was a really cool place. Looks like it was built around the late 50s or so, and now it's been abandoned for, seems, about 20 years. And I think some interesting history happened here, as it looks like the person that lived here did something illegal in the States and ended up being extradited or allowed to transfer to Canada for one reason or another. You guys can tell me in the comments what your theories are on that one. Before we go, just to remind you all, the next goal for the channel is to get to 5,000 subscribers. I need all of your help to get there. If you have not done so, please make sure you hit that like button. It helps the channel grow, and the more the channel grows, the cooler the explorers will be. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button over there. Check out last week's video there. Check out the random video up there. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for tuning in.